Hello everyone and welcome back to Cantabria. Now today we're going to do a little bit of grass work. I finished the contract that I took at the end of the last episode, so we got paid 33,000 for that. And now we've got these two grass fields. One of these is the one that I planted. There we go, you can see here. The other one is the standard bit of grass. They are both ready to harvest, so, excuse me, I've just been running up the stairs, so I'm slightly out of breath still. On top of that, what I've also done is I have sprayed this with a final application. We need to do some weed spraying here. We don't need to worry about these two because they're still going to be pulled up later. We have also got some silage to sell, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make hay and silage. So, because I know we're going to make a decent amount from the silage, what I'm going to do, I'm going to lease this bad boy. We don't need GPS, so we'll lease that. And then we need a tedder as well. So what have we got? We've got Convertland. I've done quite a lot with Convertland. 13 is quite big. Oh, that's a Vicon base game. And we've got the fella. You know what, we're going to try the fella. Standard or mounted lights, okay. Steering wheel mounted or standard. We'll go standard. So we're going to lease that as well. Now I know we don't need hay because we don't have any animals, but we're going to get hay anyway. Because it's a bit boring if all we ever do is work on... what's it called? Silage. If all we ever do grass work wise is silage, it can get a little bit monotonous. So I thought we'll do this, try something different. So let's pull out of here. And I think this is the slower machine. Put that on. No, it's the same speed actually, so we'll bring him up first though, I think. I would like to be in control of this guy as he's a much bigger machine. So, I will see you down at the field. Okay, he's just catching up with me. So, I need to turn off that because otherwise it'll drive me mad. We can cancel the worker. So what we're going to do is we're going to do silage in this bottom bit because this bit has been fertilised, so I think it's going to be better for that. And we're going to do hay in the top because that's the section that I can't fertilise, at least not until next year. So what I need to do, I need to check what work mode we're on. There we go. When you cancel the worker, it sometimes seems to stay in the menu, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, right, work mode. Wide spreading, no. That one. Swath dropping, left swath, right straw. Okay, so we want swath dropping. Let's turn it on. Oh, he lifts up. Very cool. I haven't used this thing in a long time. Not since This Is Ireland, actually. So, we should be getting a really good amount of grass from this field. We're going to go right up to the border. And when we get to the edge of the section that I drilled, we're going to go on to wide spreading, because there's just no need to drop a swath if you're going to then go over the top of it with a tedder. Absolutely no point. Of course, this is costing us 20,000 euros to do this job, but I'm hopeful that we're going to make more than that back in silage. Well, silage and hay, it's true. It's not just silage, it's silage and hay. But this is just, you know, we haven't used this in a long time. It's a nice, cool toy to use. In 17, this was like my go-to machine. But of course in 17 it was a mod. So it's really nice that they put it back in the game. Because I think it was in 15 as a base game machine. I don't know why they took it out. Maybe licensing. But yeah, that's looking like a very healthy crop we've got there. Nice cut of grass we're going to get. And because we're doing it in the Chrome, the big M, I should be able to do this quickly enough that I can talk to you without having to put it onto a time lapse straight away. So, just lift up and turn off. And back into position. There we go. Yeah, nice amount of grass we're dropping here. We'll find out, of course, when we pick it all up at the end. We're going to use the loading wagon that we've got, I think. We will, of course, change that. I said that at the very beginning of the series. We would change it for something else. But for now, I think we'll... Or maybe we should change it now. The thing is, they're so expensive. And I have something that I want to buy. I'm also lisping a little more than usual today. I'm not quite sure why. Really not sure about why I'm doing that. But you can see we've got a large amount of grass here. It looks like it is quite a small area, but in reality, especially if this field is fertilized, then it is quite a lot. It's a good, decent amount. A good, decent. That's incredible English there. That's almost as good as Daggerwin the other day when I heard him say, successfully successful. Yeah. And you can tell from the geo that we're in somewhere nice and warm because it's currently 23 degrees and it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning yet. So that's going to make hay drying very, very easy, I hope. Okay, so now I think it's time for a time lapse. Let's get this field done, and we can move on to the other one and start dropping swath. Okay, so that's that field done. Now it's time for us to move on to this one. So what I need to do, of course, is change the work mode to wide spreading, and we will then try again. Okay, so that's good. You can see the difference in the height of the grass, and of course the texture as well. There's a really nice soil texture on this map. But yeah, you can see the drastic difference in the amount of grass coming off. If I was to swath this, it would be a lot smaller. We've only had one application of fertilizer on the other field, the grass field, but that's enough, I think. So I'm not expecting to make millions from the hay that we get from this field, but I will be ploughing up and liming this field at the end of the year, like I did with the other one. For now, we're just using it as it is because it's here. Why not? You can see as well where I cut last time. Of course, this time I will not be able to get around the side of the trees. The rocks. Last time I was able to get around the other side, but that will not be possible this time. That is also part of the reason why I want to plough this field up afterwards, because we're already losing quite a lot of grass because of those rocks. So I want to get the most possible from what we do have, really. Luckily, like I've said already, a machine like this makes this job a lot easier. Just get to that map. So I think we're going to go back into that time lapse again, and we'll get this all done. I'm going to go with this view, I think. So, see you in a minute when this field is done. Okay, so 90% of the field done. We've just got a few small bits up here, I think. And then we probably don't need to, because I've just looked at the weather and we're in plus for the rest of today, or most of today at least. So we probably don't need to TED it, but I'm going to do it for posterity. And because we've leased the machine now, so why not? I think it's good to windrow. I keep trying to say windrow. I think it's good to TED it, even if it's not really needed. Because I have mentioned it before, I did a test with different grass, with the same grass, using the not tedded method, and tedded multiple times. And when I tedded it, so I just try to focus for a moment. There we go. Yeah, when I tedded it, there wasn't any great gain. There was zero gain in tedding multiple times. Absolutely none. Tedding once compared to tedding none just meant, in my particular case, that the grass all turned to hay overnight, whereas not tedding turned to hay the second night. The difference was the amount of grass that we lost. We lost a lot of grass by it staying in a kind of semi-grass state, semi-dry, over the first night. So I think it's good for that purpose to TED it, to make sure that we have the maximum chance of keeping all of what we have, especially in this case where what we have is not very much at all. I'm going to have to drive in the verge here to get past. Okay, we're just going to park this guy down here out of the way. Okay. Lovely machine though. I do really enjoy using that. However, I can see that having a smaller mower does make it a bit easier to get around those rocks. So that is something to bear in mind in future. That if I decide to do this again, the Krone is good for the field, but not so good for the upper section with the rocks in. So let's get this tedded. I didn't take the biggest tedder in the world, but that area up there I thought wasn't that big. Actually, now I'm kind of regretting my choice. I think I should have taken something a bit bigger. But we'll see. So let's get unfolded. I mean, that's not small, is it? It's a good size. Yeah, that's a very good size, really. Just need to be careful that I don't flick it too far, because otherwise I'll lose it. I won't be able to pick it up. And of course this is my noisy tractor. It's a shame it's not changing colour, actually. It makes it a bit easier when it does change colour to know where you've been and where you haven't. And I got a bit too close to these bushes as well. Bushes and the woodland sort of area. Yep. Yeah, there's really not much here. Not much hay in general. But like I said, we're going to drill this field again at the end of the year. Plough it up, lime it, do all that during winter, I think, and then in spring we can plant it again. It hasn't taken long to grow, really. I think 3 days to go from planted to first harvest, first cut. That's not bad, not really. I mean, I was expecting a bit longer, actually. Because when I did it on Geiselsberg, I think it took about 6 or 7 days to grow. But then of course it does depend on the geo. The geo decides how quickly grass grows. So maybe here it's set it as quite fast growth. Which is funny because Spain, when you go there, has this kind of weird plastic rubber feel to the grass. But this is northern Spain, I did check. I'm using the Spain geo, but this area, Cantabria, is actually in the north of Spain. So maybe they have a different type of grass and a better climate for growing, I don't know. I don't know at all, to be honest. I'm just waffling now. I bet you guys miss it when I'm not putting videos out. You have to listen to people who actually talk with some kind of purpose in their voice. So, I think what I'm actually going to do, even though it might seem a little bit weird, I'm just going to do 2 headlands. And the bit in the middle I'm going to leave. And we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow, game day. We'll see how that works out. I think it will all turn at the same time, actually. I do. Just because just because we've got a plus. So I don't think there's going to be much benefit from doing this. But we'll see. We shall see. So if I do 2 headlands, then we can see whether the bit in the middle dries faster, or the bit on the edges, or both the same. A shout out to Six Wheeling here, who did actually ask me about this a while ago, which is why I tried to do the test and the test failed. So, Mr. Six Wheeling, we will find out in the next episode. And if you don't know who Mr. Six Wheeling is, check out Six Wheeling. I'll try and remember to pop up the spelling on the screen right now. He's got YouTube and Twitch, and he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy, and he does some very cool things. Plus he does something a little bit crazy, which I don't do, which is have about, I think he's got about 2,000 mods. Or he might have cut them down now, but he did have about 2,000 mods at one point. Which means he has lots of really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. In fact, it was Mr. Six who gave me that lovely cotton harvester that we used on This Is Ireland. That thing was cool, the little cotton ball harvester. That was very cool. I liked that. Got a lot of time for that thing. Okay, so switch that off. We now need to take both of these leased items back to the shop. So I will do that, and then we'll come back down here with the Puma and we can collect that grass. Okay, change of plans. I'm actually going to sell this guy. Go. Not bad, 44,000. And we're not going to purchase another one. We're going to lease one. Now, the difference between these two is 30 horsepower, 1,000 litres, but 200 per day cost. So we're going to lease this one. Now, 800 per day means we could have this. I can't even bother to do the maths. It's a long time. It should be the remainder of the series, and it will still come to less cost than the one we just sold. So that one we just sold is going to cover this on lease for the remainder of the series. That sounds like a good deal to me, really. So I should put the beacon on, and I'm going to get over to the field where we can try it out. Here we are then. This is the meat dryer, I think that's the one. Now you might be wondering why I decided to actually sell and lease this, given it's only 11,000 difference. But to be honest, it's just because our fields are so far away. 11,000 does make quite a big difference in terms of carting time. So I think it's worth it. And like I said, it's going to even itself out quite nicely. So we're going to get on with this. I'm going to change the cruise control down to, I don't know. I usually do this on 14 to 16. Because whenever I see tractors and farmers doing this, they're not flying around at 20 or 30 kilometers an hour. So I think 16 is a good speed to do this at. I'm going to do some in-cab because it's something that I don't do that often. I have been practicing my in-cab on my private game though, because it was pointed out that the Max Realism series has a little bit too much time in the outside view. So I'm going to try and fix that by doing a bit more. And the Max Realism series will be continuing. There was a vote in my Discord server, and Charwell, the farming agency version, won the vote. So that's going to be the next map. That's going to be coming out this weekend. This video should be out on Wednesday. That's the normal schedule for these videos. However, I am a little late today, so it's currently 3 o'clock my time. I would usually release the video in an hour, but I still have to render it and upload it. So I'm not sure. This video might have to go out Thursday, or it might just be a little late. We will see. Ooh, look at that, I've got a mirror here. Why on earth have I got that? I can't change... Weird. Maybe it's for when reversing, you can see what's in front of you if you want to just peek forward. I've only got one on one side. Yeah, anyway. Rambling. So we are picking up a lot of grass, as I expected, which means the extra 11,000 is going to help. I mean, we're not filling up so quickly that we're being flooded, but there's only one application of fertilizer. Now it's been cut. I will do a second application. When will I do it? I'll probably do it off camera between the episodes. To do it while I'm rendering and uploading. I think that's probably a good time. But now we're just past 50%. And if we had kept the other loading wagon, we would be full quite soon. We would be full at the end of this row, basically. Yes, so it's 23,000 capacity. The first headland filled us up to 22,500, so we would be full now, basically. So I think the extra is going to be worth it. Especially once we've got both fields drilled. Well, we could upgrade at that point. Have to see how much money we make from the harvest, I suppose. I can see one misbit. I'm sure there's going to be some more misbits, especially in the corner where I'm trying to make a turn. I'm bound to mess that up, really. But we're filling nicely. I'm happy with this. We've already got quite a lot of silage in the, what's it called? Silage silo, that's what it's called. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of silage in there already. In fact, we can have a look. So we have 133,000 litres, so it's almost full. So we could finish this episode with making our first bit of money. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Only thing is, I don't know whether the BGA it can be tipped into or whether we have to load it in manually. That's going to be painful if we have to load it in manually, to be honest. Because we only have a front loader. So we're going to have to see. And let's continue with this anyway. We're almost done. Then we can whiz over to the yard and tip this in. We can, of course, keep filling the silo. We just can't get any more silage created until we take some silage out. And if anybody knows why these mirrors are flickering all the time, please let me know. I don't know if it's because I've got the mirror setting too high. I think I've got it on max mirrors 7, or whatever the maximum is. If that is it, please let me know, because yeah, this flickering of mirrors is quite annoying. Okay, we're about to be full. There we go, we are now full. So, let's get back to the yard, do this in outside view. Full 34,000 litres. Let's get over there. Okie dokie, let's get this tipped in and then we can fill up and see exactly how we're going to sell this. I don't really want to be spending money on machines just to sell the silage, that would be a pain. We'll fill him up. I might continue picking up afterwards. It just depends. I don't know how long we've been going so far. I can't really tell that well. I've had a few too many jump cuts in here, so I've started losing track, to be honest, of what I've done and what I haven't done. So, let's go over to the truck. We can fill that up. As you can see, 134,000, we're processing still. My lovely MAN, oops, my lovely MAN is smashing into the truck. Oh, and this thing drives me mental. That header trailer, every time I put it back properly, it comes back out. It just doesn't like it. Every time I save the game and restart, it just spits itself back out again. So every time I put it in a nice position and I'm happy and I'm impressed with my own reversing with a dolly and all that kind of stuff, it then says, no, not having that. Not having it. I'm going to go back, make you look like a fool. And then, you know, you get things like this where I can't actually reverse a trailer in. So, let's fill him up. He's got a nice big capacity, which is good. I will fill him all the way up, actually. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't, in case we can't sell it, but be fine. Okay, so 60,000 litre capacity it seems, because to be honest I don't remember. I bought this guy at the very start, and of course when you're running seasons you don't need a tipper, or any trailer really, that often. So you tend to forget what you've got. But there we go. Let's cover that up. And where is the BGA? There, and I presume we're going to get the best price for silage there. 1,500 euros per litre. Wow, okay. And where is it? Down the road. Okay. Let's get over there. Do we need to put beacons on? I mean, we're a truck. People kind of expect you to be on the road. I don't know. Let's see. Let's whiz over there. Here we are then. So, time to find out how to sell this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It looks like there is a selling area. The problem is, I'm in a big truck. So, can I get myself up there and into the correct position? I'm basically going to have to jackknife the truck to try and get it in. Come on. We're taking every single bit of power from the truck at the moment. Ah. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Of course, no payment until midnight, but that's not a big issue. Okay, so the truck is empty, and that is going to be it for today. So what I'll do is I'll collect up the rest of the grass, and then I'll show you the total amount we get just from this one load. I'm not going to sell any other loads, and we'll see exactly how much money we made. But for now, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.